You saw my thumbnail. The time to sell is right now. But it's not because of tariffs or the stock market collapsing or anything like that. It's simply because of this lovely Realtor.com article that says the best time to sell your house is the week of April 13th through the 19th. They've done a study. They looked at sellers and how they sold their homes, where they were able to sell, how short they were on the market, how many multiple offers they got between 2018 and 2024. And they're saying next week is the best time nationally to sell a house. But not only that, they broke it down by city. I'm going to skip all these fancy national charts. So here are the top 50 largest metros. If we look at Austin, the best week to list and sell your house is next week, April 13th. The list price over the very beginning of the year can go up as high as 9.6% higher, which means you're selling $47,000 more off that median price. Views are up almost 30% again from the beginning of the week. Price reductions tend to be about 10% less. Days on market tends to be about 2 weeks less. And active listings versus the average week is down. Again, however, just take that with a grain of salt. That includes pre-pandemic era, the pandemic, and now. So you almost have 3 different real estate markets all kind of glued together. I don't disagree that basically we've said it every year, the second quarter, April, May, June, tends to be where we see the most sales activity in a 3-month period. We are in April now. We are feeling it now. And I expect we'll see that for the next coming months. I will talk about tariffs in just a minute, but hang out when we get to interest rates. So how did March perform for Central Texas? So we're starting to get some March data. So this is Travis County up here on the left. So if I look at the data here in the middle, we were down on number of sales by about 14%. The volume was down. However, the median sales price was up 5% over this time last year. And that's pretty sizable. The average sales up 6.5% over this time last year. So we are selling at higher prices now than we did a year ago. This is not for every house, though. Okay, there's going to be big discrepancies on price, neighborhood, condition. But if you just blend the whole market together in Travis County, a lot of Travis County also has that luxury market, or call it upper middle class to luxury market. That's the segment I think that's selling well right now, and that's helping bring that price up. If we go to Williamson County, this is to the north. Again, number of sales down. So the activity from buyers is down. Volume is down. Median sales price was just a little bit down in Williamson County. So unlike Travis, which went up, Williamson County went down, but barely 1.6%. Not too noticeable. Average sale down about 2%. So a little bit softer. Median days on market about 42 days. So again, still selling fairly well. And we're seeing that days on market come down as the spring kind of heats up. In the winter, we were getting up into the 70, 80 days on market. Now we're seeing it come down to a little over a month. So we're seeing that activity pick up. But again, buyer sales from last year is down. Fewer buyers than last year. Let's look at Hays County. So again, sales down, volume down. This is buyer activity. The buyer activity is down, but the median sales price in Hays County is up 2.6%, and the average sales price is up almost 5%, 4.9%. Their days on market are longer in Hays County, and the price point is typically lower as well. So ironically, the middle and upper middle class properties, think above the median home values, those are typically selling a little better right now. I said it last week. I'll say it again. If you're thinking that 600,000-700,000 range up to about, $1.5 million, somewhere in there, those tend to be, and a lot of those neighborhoods might be the better school districts. They have less inventory. And so you're getting more bidding wars in those areas. As you get to the more affordable stuff or things that look a lot alike, those are taking much longer to sell. Buyers either have less money, and so it's harder for them to buy, or they don't have enough money to do remodeling and projects after closing. And the homes that need work are going to sell in those lower prices. And those are taking longer to sell. If we look at just general inventory and sales, this is the total market. And again, here's the spring. We're seeing, again, listings go up. And here's March down here in blue. We're seeing sales go up. Normal trends, we see this time of year every time. Here's this historic sales price trend. So where are we total market on price? It's not moving a whole lot. So if we go all the way back to June, we were about 449. If I get into December, we were about 445. Obviously, we dropped down to about 420 in February, but I get back to March, which was our last full year. I'm back to about 435. So again, we're just kind of riding 420 to 450, median home values for the total market, kind of bouncing around in there. All right, let's talk about the tariff war and the stock market and all that. How's it going to impact the local housing market? Quite honestly, boy, there's too much to say on that other than not a lot in the near future. I think what you want to watch is the bond market, the 10-year treasury. That is wherever the treasury yield is going to impact the same direction on the mortgage rates. And so we actually saw mortgage rates come down last week at the end of the week because a lot of money was going into the bond market, which brings the price of the bond up, the yield down, and that impacts mortgage rates. So we did start to see mortgage rates come down a bit at the end of last week until the jobs report came out, which said jobs were fantastic. And so then mortgage rates kind of bounced back up at the end on Friday. But I expect over the course of this week, I would not be surprised if we see mortgage rates continue to hold steady or maybe even come down a little bit. So if you're a buyer right now, while all that national news is going on, at the end of the day, it really comes down to your mortgage rate. What can you lock in with your purchase or sale? The cost of goods and all this stuff that tariffs can impact, yes, might affect markets, home building, and things in the future, but not immediately. It's going to take a while for those things to trickle through the market. All right. Well, this is kind of a fun story. Kelly Slater, world famous surfer, is building a surf park. We actually already have the surf park, but he's now building condos around the surf park in Southeast Austin. I don't know if the wave's going to be that pretty, but there's a picture of Kelly Slater there. Well, here's what the surf park looks like. So this is the Austin Surf Club. Now that's Lake Austin right there. So that's really more on the river, but they're going to show you, there you go. So you're going to have like these man-made surf parks. You could have a condo here if you want a realtor to help you buy a surf condo. You found one and would love to help you finance it. Anyways, if you are a buyer in the market right now, as I just mentioned, pay attention to mortgage rates. To me, that's the only part of this story that could be volatile in the near term in terms of the housing market. We want to see if those get better for you in the weeks and maybe month to come. If you are a seller right now, the good news is certain price points are moving pretty well. As I just mentioned, we've got some buyers in that kind of 600 to $1.5 million price point. Those are the properties that we're seeing multiple offers on some, especially if they're in good condition, priced well. We're seeing those move a little faster. If you are not in those price points, or we really want to watch your inventory in your neighborhoods, that's going to dictate whether we're in more of a buyer's market or a seller's market. We got to pay attention to that. And I've said it all year, the condition of your home in relationship to your price is really going to drive buyers. Buyers want move-in ready properties. So the more work they have to do, the more objections you've given them to turn you down to sell your house. Anyways, hope this was helpful. If you want to follow our videos each and every week, make sure to go to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button. We'd love to have you follow us. And of course, if you know somebody looking to buy, sell, invest, finance here in the Austin metro area, we'd love the opportunity to work with you. Anyways, we had a little bit of a cool weekend, but it's going to be a nice warm one to match our spring market, and look forward to talking with you next Monday. Thanks.